I don't run this channel full-time. I don't even do photography full-time either. I have a full-time job outside of photography, and I run this channel during any spare time I have. But after 4.5 years, is it finally time for me to go full-time? So far, I've resisted doing this full-time for a couple of reasons. The reality is, making a living from just landscape photography is hard. I know a couple of guys who have been able to make a living just from their landscape images. However, most landscape photographers get the majority of their income through other means, like running workshops, where you play more of a role of a tour guide or workshop instructor, or they have to generate income by selling online courses. Now, you might think that with a background in teaching, this would be a natural way for me to go, but I'm not entirely sure. Another option would be to build an income stream from affiliate links and advertising through the channel here on YouTube, which is not so much a full-time landscape photographer, but more a full-time YouTuber. Plenty of people have done this, but I'm not particularly good at playing the YouTube game. I'd have to create more enticing thumbnails. I'd have to learn how to create better titles that attract more people to click on my videos, and I'd have to create and upload videos more regularly, which would take more time. More about that in a second. My biggest concern though is a shift like this is likely to impact the type of content I create. I've shared a variety of different videos on this channel, but the most common has been my photography trips. Over the past 3 to 4 years though, I've done a few camera reviews. Not many, roughly about 6. They've been on cameras like the X-T3, which I own, the D850, which I own, and cameras that I'm genuinely interested in, like the GFX 50R. I don't get given these cameras, and I don't get paid. These review videos are amongst the best performing videos on the channel, generating nearly 440,000 views between them at an average of about 74,000 views each. I've also experimented with a few tip and tutorial videos, and they've also done well, averaging roughly 32,000 views each and as high as 65,000 views. And for a channel this size, that's not bad, but it's not the type of content I'm really interested in creating. The two things I enjoy most about this channel is creating videos about my landscape adventures that share the story and experience of capturing landscape images. The channel encourages me to get out more, which is fantastic. The second thing is the interaction I enjoy with you, the members of this incredible community that we've built around landscape photography. And I've engaged with many of you over several years. I've learnt about the gear that you like to use, the locations you like to visit, and the challenges you've had with your photography and how you've overcome them. I want to continue creating meaningful content that this community values. A few years ago, I put out a poll asking you guys what sort of videos you'd like to see on the channel. The results were fascinating. The most popular response by far was photography adventures, with 2/3 of the votes. Interestingly, Nick Page put out a similar poll only a few weeks ago. If you haven't checked out Nick's channel, I highly recommend you do. He does brilliant work over there, amazing photography, and I've been following him for years. I really enjoy the content he puts out. Now, the results on his poll are remarkably similar to mine, with again 2/3 of the votes in favour of photography trip videos. The least popular in both the polls was gear reviews, yet they're the types of videos that consistently perform the best. This is for a bunch of reasons which I won't go into in this video. My greatest concern about going full-time on YouTube is that when the amount of money you make directly correlates to the number of views you get or watch time you receive, you start to get driven by the numbers. This is not good for your mental health and starts to impact the decisions you make about the content you create, as you try and get more views than your previous video. And I don't want that to happen here. If I just wanted to build the channel, the temptation would be to just create tip videos and review videos on cameras, lenses, and other photography gear. But that's not what you're telling me you want, and it's not what I want the channel to be about. I was chatting to a viewer of the channel, Jiffy Joff, in the comments of a video a few weeks back. And he mentioned how he'd noticed a general increase in the ads on YouTube, and didn't really like the ads that popped up in the middle of the video, but understood the role that ads play on YouTube. I agree. Personally, I don't really like ads, and now that the ads are starting to appear in the middle of videos that I watch, I find that they interrupt the flow of the video. I know that ads are a fact of life nowadays, but I often find myself moving to the next video when an ad interrupts the video that I'm currently watching. The truth is, I don't actually earn all that much from the ads that are on my videos. Typically, one of my videos will generate roughly $20 in the first month. This quickly drops off to a couple of dollars and then to a few cents soon after that. Across my whole channel, I earn between $100 and $200 per month on average. In all of 2020, I earned a total of $1,637.06. I know that there are creators that earn much more through their YouTube channels, but that's just not the case for me. Now, I live in Perth, one of the remotest cities in the world. It's true, you can Google it. So I cover a fair amount of distance for my photography. One of my biggest costs is fuel. For my last trip, I drove up to the top end of WA, to the Kimberley. These videos are coming out next on the channel, so stay tuned for those. But the fuel costs alone for this trip was $1,520.77. My fuel costs for all the trips that I did last year was over $5,000. So you can see the ad revenue I get doesn't even come close to covering just the cost of the fuel for my photography trips. I love running this channel and the interaction that I have with you guys, but I have to find a way of making this sustainable. I'm not about to jump into landscape photography or YouTube full-time. Instead, I've decided to launch my Patreon page. Patreon is a platform where you can support artists and the work they create. There are a few things that I want to achieve with my Patreon account. First, I want to reduce my reliance on the money I get from ads on my videos. With the support from Patreons, my aim is to provide quality content on YouTube with minimal interruptions from ads. Any support I get, I'll be investing it back into the channel. I have plans to take you to more photography locations and create content that inspires, shares my adventure experiences, and supports the improvement of your photography. I've got ideas for videos that go well beyond simple tips, that gets you thinking differently about your photography. I want to provide authentic educational content by talking through my approach while on location and demonstrating how I overcome challenges while in the field. I want to also increase the number of videos I share on my channel in a considered way. Who knows, perhaps over time I can reduce the number of days I work at my current job so that I can dedicate more time to filming photography trips and creating videos that this community wants to watch. I know not everybody is in a position to support me, and I don't want you to feel as if you have to if you're not able to. Don't worry, everyone will be able to still enjoy my videos for free here on YouTube. But for a couple of bucks a month, you'll be able to help me fill my car up with petrol, help me cover some of the other costs associated with creating these videos, and allow me to create content that is not reliant on ads and isn't driven by numbers on a platform. Your support will mean the world to me. So head on over to patreon.com/Andrew Marr, where you'll be able to find information about what's available if you come on board, including early access to videos and other content. I'm really excited about the possibilities of this new chapter for the channel and the content this will allow me to create for you guys. As always, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.